back from spring break. We didn't go anywhere. We just spent a glorious week at home, catching up on some house stuff, doing some yard projects, doing a few fun family outings, day trips, going to Culver's for custard, all that stuff. And it was a really great break from our normal routine, and I'm excited to be back again. 3 things before we get started. 1, I have been trying to grow out my hair since December, and so it's been a few months now, and it is at that really painfully awkward stage right now where it's like not really long enough to swoop. I'm not growing it out like shoulder length. I'm just growing it out a little bit. And it's just at that really awkward stage right now. So just bear with me for the next few weeks, a couple months. My hair grows fast, so it should hopefully be past the awkward stage soon. In the meantime, I have the small bobby pins and lots of hairspray. The second thing is tons of birds are chirping right now, so you're gonna be hearing them. We have so many birds in our yard, which I love and the kids love, but you are definitely gonna hear them in the background of my video. And third, I'm sitting here today with my lovely tulips behind me. I got them from church yesterday, and I'm gonna be giving them to a neighbor later, but I want to enjoy them for one full day, and so they get to be in the video today, and you can enjoy the bright orange tulips. Maybe because I'm kind of nerdy, or maybe because my type A personality has been ingrained in me since birth, but I love studying and evaluating routines, not just for my own life and family, but for other people's lives. And in some ways, the act of living simpler often feels more tied to time management and routines than it does to physical clutter for me, just because I've always been very neat and organized. And I understand you have to do both things. There has to be a physical component to simplifying your physical area and your home and your environment, but there also is that very large schedule time element to living simply, where it's developing those routines and systems that help you to keep your space decluttered and that help you to manage your time, and being willing to say no to things that don't fit with your stage of life. And all of that works together to help create a more peaceful and a simpler lifestyle. One thing I'd like to share today is something that I call hushing the house. I don't ever come right out and say, okay, everyone, it's time to hush the house. That's not a phrase I actually use, but I heard it on a podcast a couple of years ago, and I thought, yeah, that is exactly what we do every single night. And it's one of my most favorite routines, and it definitely helps our home and our life to feel less frazzled and less chaotic and less hurried. I think that if you just have this concept of hushing your house every evening, it will create a simpler, more peaceful environment for you and for your family. At least that's what I hope. When it comes to hushing our house, the process usually starts soon after dinner. We eat dinner, I clean up dinner, I get breakfast ready for the next day and put it in the fridge, or if it's sourdough, sit out on the counter, pack lunches, do all that kind of stuff, and the kids just play upstairs or outside, or that's kind of their free time. They can do whatever they want. And when the kitchen is cleaned up and closed for the evening, then we start this process, and it involves, number 1, picking up the entire house. And this might sound overwhelming to some of you, and so maybe this is a step that you don't do, but for us, we are already in a very well-established habit of picking up the entire house. So the kids know, they got to pick up their bedrooms, they know what they need to do. Dave helps them upstairs while I tackle the main floor. If they've been outside, a couple kids head outside and pick up out there. But we really do pick up the entire house. It's all clear. And then they pick out their clothes for the next day. Often they sleep in their clothes, so they pick them out and just take them to the bathroom and take their shower. But if they're not going to sleep in their clothes, then they just pick them out and set them next to their bed. And then the older kids start their shower routine, and Dave gives Clara a bath. And during this time, I go through every room in the house. And truthfully, this takes 5 minutes tops to get through our entire house. And I turn on all the little tiny lamps, and we have a lot of those fake wax candle bulb lamps in our rooms. and in the bedrooms and in the living areas and dining areas and kitchen, and I just go through the house and turn them all on. And in the bedrooms, I shut the shades, and we have room darkening shades, so it makes the bedrooms nice and dark except for the little tiny lamps that are on by the kids' bed. And I fold down their covers and fluff up their pillows and get their stuffed animals ready. And that's basically what I call hushing the house, is quieting everything, closing the shades, picking everything up, turning the harsh fluorescent or overhead lights on, turning those off, and then turning the little lamps on. And it just makes the house feel so cozy and so quiet. And the kids love it. If I don't turn down their bed, they think, oh, well, no one turned down my bed. And then after they get done with their showers, we all kind of hang out in the den with our nice little lamps on, and we either read a few books or play a few games, and then we kind of put them to bed one by one. Claire goes to bed first, then the boys, and Nora stays up a little bit later and goes to bed later. But once the kids are in bed, then the main floor is basically all to ourselves. Dave and I have the main floor to ourselves, and I just love having the outside lights on the front porch and the cozy lights on throughout the house, and it just makes you want to curl up and read a book, or, you know, chit chat in the chairs or whatever, but it's just such a calm feeling. So if you are looking for a fairly simple way to create a more peaceful atmosphere in your home, I would suggest trying a few different tactics to hush your house tonight, whether that's dimming the lights or turning down your kids' beds or turning down your bed. I turned down our bed too because it's just kind of fun. Or turning off electronics. See if you can go a night without TV or computer or phone. And I think you'll be surprised how big of a difference it makes.